everyone, it's Justin and Matt, two dads again from Australia. Now I've brought a Volvo Station Wagon down for us to have a look at today, Matt. When you think of Volvos, is it really just family friendliness? That's the thing that springs to my mind. It's probably the ultimate in family friendliness, isn't it? It's got safety, sensible, it's just something like that. But thinking of fun?
It's probably the furthest description I would think of, as you said, safety, conservative, anything but fun.
Yep. But I think in recent years they actually have turned things around a little bit for perception, because this is the V60 Station Wagon. It actually came out in about 2011, and it's just had a recent upgrade now in 2017, engine changes and things like that. But in terms of styling, I think it's a pretty good looking car.
It is.
Yeah.
Even in this colour, which I didn't think would look so good, but it does. Yeah. It does look good. It's got some nice details. Yep.
And the other thing that Volvo have done recently, they've attacked that image for improving their sportiness, I suppose, with things called Polestar enhancements for their performance and things like that. Polestar, if you don't know, if you look on the back of a Volvo, know your enemy, there's a little light blue badge on the back of Polestar Volvos, and that is what, say, M is to BMW or AMG is to Mercedes, Polestar is to Volvo. They actually push out a bit more power than a standard Volvo, and hence they have a little bit more performance and fun, I suppose. But want to have a drive today and check that out?
It'd be interesting to see if my perceptions change after this.
Yeah, okay, let's have a drive.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, Matt. First impressions of the Volvo V60, what do you think?
High spec, high quality materials.
Yeah.
It feels nice. The seats are very comfortable.
They do the seats well, Volvo. They really do.
They do. I haven't sat in many Volvos in my time, or not for a long time, and these are up there. They're plush. The materials are fantastic. Yeah, I like it. It's opulent.
It's a bit of a different design to some of the German brands, though, isn't it? I mean, it's Volvo's. I guess it's a Swedish brand, so there's a bit of Scandinavian sort of design about it, isn't it?
There is, and you know, I don't warm to it straight away. I'm sure it's
a bit
functional.
IKEA. A bit like IKEA.
It is, yeah. And there are a heck of a lot of buttons on the dash. Yeah. There's buttons everywhere. When you get out of, say, the Tesla, I know it's not a direct comparison, but that having minimalist, this is
a button fest, isn't it?
It's a bit, it's a overload of buttons. Yeah. Even on the steering wheel. Yeah. There's what, 1, 2, 3, there's plenty of buttons there, even on the switch gear. Yeah. Plenty.
It sort of gives you the impression it would take you a little time to get your head around how to operate everything, wouldn't it?
I'm sure there's a science behind it.
Yeah. Well, we go for a drive.
Let's do it.
Now this is the T6 model. This is a 2 litre. They've gone to a 2 litre 4-cylinder, but it's turbocharged and supercharged, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pushing out about, I think, 228 kilowatts and about 430 newton meters of torque. So they've gone, the T6 used to be a 3 litre inline 6-cylinder turbo, but now they've gone to a 4-cylinder for, I guess, efficiency reasons and things like that.
Sure. Makes sense.
As you can see, it's got a lot of safety features in it. It'll tell you when you're going above the speed limit, or
even 1 kilometre above the speed limit, as it turns out.
It's got a lot of cameras in it to actually do like street sign recognition and things like that. So.
I did notice there that there was a speed sign on there. And I was wondering how that works.
There's cameras in the windscreen. Yeah.
Okay, so it picks up the sign and transposes it on the dash.
Yeah, which is a good safety feature. So
it sure is. Yeah. And to that philosophy of Volvo, safety first.
Safety first, yeah. I mean, even to the point, like for kids, it's got built-in booster seats in the back, 2-stage booster seats. So as your kid gets older and doesn't need to be so high, you can put it to a second level. So the kid actually still sits in a booster seat, but it's actually better equipped for their size and weight. I noticed, like for the kids in the back, one thing I like to look for is vents. In summertime, in Australia, it gets really hot, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. This car's actually got vents in the pillars for the kids in the back, which is great.
The suspension's quite good as well, I have to admit. This is an extremely bumpy road we're driving down now.
Yeah.
And it's adequate.
Yeah, this one's the R design. This is actually Volvo's sport version, so the suspension rates are a little bit harder than, say, a luxury model Volvo.
Okay.
So the R design has got those features. It's also running 19-inch wheels and tyres as well.
The steering dynamics seems quite good. It's full electric, I'm assuming, the steering.
So.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of feedback there.
Yeah.
And the suspension around corner loads up well. So it does feel a little bit sporty.
Yeah, it's all-wheel drive as well, so you've got that as a safety feature, but also, I suppose, for grip as well. So it's pretty good.
It's not noisy in here at all, which is good.
It's quite refined.
I was about to say, yeah, the cabin refinement is top notch.
Yeah.
What would be a typical competitor to this vehicle?
Well, mate, I think because it's premium, it's up there against, say, like a 3 Series touring wagon, or from BMW, or maybe like an Audi A4 Quattro wagon, Mercedes C-Class wagon. It's kind of at that level. So
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's actually saying I'm driving close to a parked car as well.
Yeah.
Which is not my fault that I can judge it to that close. But it is nice to know that it is close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking premium. It does.
Yeah.
It's got that feel.
Yeah.
It really does. And it looks quite sizable from the outside, but it doesn't feel that big from the inside.
Yeah.
It feels like it does start to wrap around you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a case of style over functionality, isn't it?
Thank
It
you.
really doesn't like you, does it?
No. It doesn't like how risk. I like to take risks. It's very risk averse.
It wants to make sure it looks after you, I think.
I like that. I feel very special in that
Yeah.
regard. So, what are we up for?
Well, mate, the V60 T6 all-wheel drive has a list price of about $73,000. So there's a big option list you can go through, and I think by the time, this particular car, I think comes with the driver assist package, which has all the things like you've been experiencing, like the way that it can tell if somebody pulls out in front of you and things like that. It's got the blind spot notification thing there that tells you if cars in your blind spot using a camera in the mirror, which is good. One really good driver aid this thing's got is the lane departure warning. It actually will pull the steering wheel back into line if it thinks that you're going across the other side of the road. Say if you're nodding off or something like that, it will actually pull itself back into line if it thinks you're not paying attention.
That's brilliant.
That's pretty good. So, this one also has like a comfort package too, which comes with the sunroof and heated seats and things like that. This one's got auto parking, which I think is an option on the car. So when you add it all up, this car actually gets to around about the $90,000 mark in terms of on the road, drive away in New South Wales. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fair and reasonable, I believe, with all the features that it has, especially if you compare it to the Audis or Mercs or the BMWs.
Well, yeah, they've got big option lists too. So
and they've got a few zeros next to each one of them as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite fair and reasonable.
Right.
Now, the engine note, because that's all part of the fun.
Yeah. We'll put it in sport mode for you.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't believe it wouldn't have active valves on the exhaust by any chance.
No,
We'll find out in a second.
We'll find out in a second.
First impressions, it doesn't warm my heart. It doesn't tickle my heart at all.
Yeah.
It feels a bit industrial, but saying that, the performance certainly does.
Well.
Oh yeah, that's rapid.
Yeah, it gets along okay.
Yeah. And the dash is very user friendly.
Yeah. I think I showed you before, it's actually got a feature that you can actually change the different style of instrumentation. You can have it in what it's in now, sport instrumentation there. You can go to an eco mode, and you can go to an elegance mode, which will, makes it suit the style of the cabin, I guess. So.
The brakes are good as well.
Yeah.
It's good pedal feel.
Okay.
And it's quite progressive. The gearbox is nice as well. It's got the paddles on the steering wheel, which I don't have large hands, but they're well positioned.
Yeah, it's an 8-speed auto too. 8
Oh,
speed.
right.
Yeah.
Those gears are shifting very quickly,
Oh, okay.
down and up. Okay.
The Swedish nanny is having a go at you. I
Yes,
think.
yeah, I'm a naughty boy. Clearly. Oh dear, I better behave. It's definitely family friendly.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe one of the most family friendly vehicles in regards to safety and those little features that it's had.
Yeah.
Practicality wise, easy to get in and out of the front and the back.
Yeah. Is it fun?
Is it fun? Not as fun as I'd hoped.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. And I can't quite put my finger on it.
Do you think it's still very sensible? Maybe that's it.
I mean, I think you're right. It is along those lines. Whether it's just hearing those beeps and knowing that it's trying to control me and give me more margin towards the car next to me, even though I'm not going to hit it. I think that's where it's spoiling the party. And as you know, I'm a fairly conservative driver. We haven't come close to any of these cars.
No.
But it is trying to make sure, and maybe it's a little bit overbearing, if you can dial those back a bit, and for the drivers that do enjoy driving, be able to rely on their instincts and their experience and all those years of knowledge on the road and how to be a safe driver, but also be able to have a little bit of fun as well within the confines of that. I think it's taken that away.
Yeah, it's a compromise, I guess, because the brand values of Volvo are to be safe and everything like that, isn't it? Like that's what it's about. But you know,
but is it a little bit too much?
a dilemma, isn't it? Okay, mate, you've had a drive of the V60. What are your thoughts?
What they've tried to do, they've done it really well. So
What do you mean by that?
So it's got a nice refinement to it. It's got a nice hint of performance. The engine is a strong performer, even though it doesn't sound as strong as the performance it's capable of.
Okay.
For me, the interventions of the safety aspects are a little bit overbearing. If you could dial those down to a little bit more moderate sort of intervention, then it would probably bring back that level of fun that the car clearly has the potential of delivering.
Okay, all right. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Mate, when I drove it, I think it does a lot of things very well. I think it does the whole safety thing brilliantly. It's family friendly for sure.
Yes.
It's refined. It does the prestige thing pretty well. It's got the fit and finish. Sport though, I don't think that's where its strengths are. Like
Agreed.
I think it's trying to be sporty, but as you say, I think those other features that you talked about maybe overwhelm the sportiness of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the case.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong; it's a good car. It's a really good car, and if you're looking for something that's prestige, that's family friendly, that is just it just feels so solid too, doesn't it?
It lives up to that reputation that I think of Volvo is.
Yeah.
So
those core strengths of Volvo.
the
for sure.
DNA's in there. For sure.
But if you're looking for something that's actually fun to drive, there might be a few other cars out there that might do it just that little bit better.
I'd suggest that would be the case.
Yeah. Anyway, we always ask this at the end of every Two Dads episode, don't we?
Yes, we do.
What would you do? If you parked this car and you walked away, is it one of those cars that you'd look back at? Has it got that X factor?
No.
No?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. I think the styling's actually very, very good. I like the styling of it.
I do.
I would actually look back at it. I think it's a good looking car, so maybe that's where we differ in that case.
Yeah, we agree to disagree there.
Yeah, that's all right.
Why not?
Yeah. Just want to put out a great big thank you to our good friends at Volvo Car Australia for giving us the loan car this week. And a big thank you to everybody out there for watching us. We're up to about 60,000 views now, which is great. And if there's anything out there that you'd like us to take a look at that's family friendly and want to know whether it's fun or family friendly, drop us a line, let us know. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.